Everyone, welcome back to my channel. You guys, I'm in such a hurry because I have a lot to do, so little time. But anyways, if you're thinking of coming to medical school or you're already in medical school and you're wondering what's next, then this video is for you, because I'll be sharing with you guys 10 things that you need to know before you step your foot into medical school. Because trust me, it's not about stethoscope and white coats. You guys, forgive my manners, I forgot to introduce myself. If this is your first time here, my name is Ella and I'm a medical student in Nigeria. I'm so sorry, I'm in such a hurry, that's why I forgot. Anyways, let us dive into it. First of all, let's talk about how long medical school is. Medical school is not a quick fix. On average, it takes about 6 to 8 years to get your degree, and that's not where it ends. That's not the end. You still have like your housemanship or internship and then residency if you want to specialize. You guys, medical school is definitely a marathon and not a sprint. You have to be prepared for the long haul because it is long. Next up, exams. You guys, you have written exams, oral exams, practical exams. Have I mentioned oral exams? Favorite kind of exam in medical school, oral exams. And let's not forget the clinical exams, where you have to like demonstrate your clinical skills with actual patients, and then your examiner will assess you. And like, it just feels like at every turn, at every point, you're preparing for an exam. You're preparing for the next big exam. It feels like I'm just writing exams over and over and over again. You guys, right now, I have an exam coming up, and I just wrote an exam a few weeks back. Medical school. And let's not forget the board exams you have to take when you're done with medical school. When you graduate, when you write your final exam as a medical student, and then you do your housemanship and all of that, you still have another exam to write. Like, it's called the medical board exam. You have to write that exams to start your residency, and then you still write other exams as you're doing your residency. So like in the course of your residency program, you're still writing exams. Medical school is just a roller coaster of exams. You guys, let's talk about the cost. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. Medical school is actually really expensive. I mean, you have tuition. Well, if you're in a public school, you're not paying so much as compared to private universities. But then compared to other courses, you're actually paying a lot. And then textbooks, word coats, scrubs, instruments, and then if your school is anything like mine, where you have to go to another location for some of your postings, transport is not even cheap. All of these things, medical school is not cheap. Be ready to spend. That's just the plain truth. Be ready to spend. And then different disciplines in medical school. When you get into medical school, you're actually introduced to the various disciplines in medical school. I mean, you have anatomy, physiology, pharmacology, O&G, pediatrics. I'm currently on pediatric rotation. So you have internal medicine, surgery. The list goes on and on. And then you have to do all of these disciplines. Whether you're interested in it or not, whether you have a passion for it or not, you actually have to do all of the disciplines that you encounter in medical school and pass all of them, or else you're going nowhere. Or else you're going absolutely nowhere. And personally, before I got into medical school, I did not know you had to like finish the whole medical school journey before you can actually pick a specialty. I thought I'll be able to like pick my specialty as I'm coming to medical school. Well, if you're anything like me, this is me telling you that you have to go through medical school completely before you can pick a specialty. And sometimes you have your mind set on a particular specialty before you get into medical school. By the time you go through the rotations in that specialty, you may change your mind. Like, you may decide that, you know what, I'm not doing this, I want to do something else. So yeah, that's something you need to know before you get into medical school. And speaking on the topic of specialty, like I said earlier, when you're done with medical school, that's when you get to pick the particular area you want to specialize in, particular area you want to be a consultant of. Do you understand? Like, it can be anything. It can be pediatrics, anything medical related. It can be pediatrics, O&G, ophthalmology, surgery, medicine. The list is very long, but you only get to do that when you're done with medical school, and that can actually take anywhere from 3 to 6, 7 years, depending on the area of specialty. So just imagine you're done with your first 6 years in medical school, and then you're taking another 6 years. Well, that's depending on what you want to do. Actually, some that are shorter than that, and some are as long as 6 years. So depending on what you want to do, but that's something you have to do when you're done with medical school. So you think that after medical school you're done studying? No, it just changes focus. The studying just changes focus. You're not done. You're going to be studying for the rest of your life. So yeah. On the bright side, you're actually getting paid when you pick your area of specialty. So it's not like you're just done with medical school and then starting another set of schooling without getting paid. You're actually getting paid because you're working, like you're learning it's more of clinical. So like you're in the hospital, you're working, you're seeing patients. Your consultants, those your seniors, they're like lecturing you, teaching you, and then you take your board exams, move to the next level, just like that. So it's not actually so bad. Yeah. Housemanship. So after medical school, after the whole 6 years of medical school, you have like 1 year where you get to do your housemanship. You can actually pick any hospital of your choice. I'm not very sure, but I think there's like a system. There's like a portal in Nigeria. There's like a portal, and then when the portal is open, you can like pick the particular the particular hospital you want to do it. I think that's for federal hospitals, and then for state and private, there's like a small mini interview that you have to go through before they like accept you to do your housemanship. Yeah, but like the whole housemanship thing is 1 year after medical school, and that's where you actually get to learn a lot of clinical skills. That's where you get to consolidate your information, like all the things that it's not like you're not exposed to clinical practice in med school. You are, but like in your housemanship, that's where you get like full on exposure to the whole clinical practice, and that's where you get to learn a lot of things, a lot of clinical knowledge. You are learning a lot of things in medical school, don't get me wrong. You get to learn a lot more clinical knowledge and skills during your housemanship. That, like I said, it spans for a year. It's usually quite intense and stressful, but on the bright side, you get to learn a lot. So yeah. And then you guys, the death experience, Jesus Christ, that's something that it's inevitable. It's just inevitable, and it's actually really sad. Like, that's just something that I don't know if it's something you'd get used to. I don't know how one is supposed to get used to something like that, but like the death experience during your training as a medical doctor, during your training in medical school, when you're exposed to the clinical practice and all, you just like, you tend to see people die, sometimes repeatedly, and sometimes it's like patients that you've bonded with or relatives of patients that it's just really sad. And then you also get to see how terrible the health sector in Nigeria is. You just get to see the level of negligence by our government. It's just really, really sad because you guys, that's something that is inevitable, and it's something that it's like a burden, and you just have to learn how to not only treat the living but also deal with grief with empathy and grace, because you have to move on to the next living patient. You cannot like be stuck on this your dead patient. But then it's really sad. I've had, you guys, I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want to be sad. Like, I've had patients that have, let's move on to the next point. Just know that the death experience is real. You would have patients that would die on, I don't want to say on your watch, but like you meet patients that will die sometimes, a lot of times, from the negligence, from, I want to say, from like the bad. It's like a two-way thing. We have a very poor health sector in Nigeria. Like there are a lot of facilities. It's just sad. Speaking about Nigerians, because I'm studying medicine in Nigeria, how we tend to neglect certain illnesses until they get worse, and that's when you present at the hospital, where most of the time there's little to nothing that we can actually do. It's just sad. It's actually really just sad. I've seen different things that could have been avoided if patients came earlier. Different things that could have been avoided if certain facilities are in place. And then there are some cases that really there's nothing we can actually do. Nothing could have been avoided. It just happens, and like it's just really sad. It's sad. It's a lot to get used to. That's something that. And there's one thing about medical school is that you miss out on the, should I say, whole college experience. If you're coming to medical school thinking you get the full-blown college experience, the partying and all of that, yeah, you might want to actually adjust your expectations, because in medical school there's no time. I'm not saying that you cannot have a social life in medical school, but it's not like other courses where you actually have time to socialize, party, go on trips and all of that. You don't really have that time in medical school. You're spending long hours in class, hospitals, labs, group studies. You tend to like bond with your classmates and then make really good friendships in medical school, but you'll be missing out on a lot of other things. You cannot just opt and go party and all of that. Nah, you can do it from time to time, but for the most part you cannot do it. So yeah, that's one thing that you need to know. Your social life, there are no holidays in medical school. I'm sorry, nobody told me this before I got to medical school. This is me as your big sister telling you there are no holidays in medical school. You might have breaks here and there. Maybe when you're done with your MB, they might give you like 2 weeks break, or maybe if you're in a public school, strikes, or if you're in Bayelsa, flood breaks. Although there was no flood break this year. But like, yeah, other than that, you don't really get holidays. So you see those long weekends, those holidays that people go home, bond, travel, yeah, you don't really get all of that, because during the holidays you have to be in school. You're either studying, having practicals, having classes, hospital ward rounds and all of that. So yeah, say goodbye to your holidays before you come to medical school. But here's the silver line: you actually meet amazing people in medical school. Some of the best friendships that I have were people that I met in medical school. Shout out to Ruki and Mimi and Belema and Jane and Prince Will and Kizito and Prosper. You guys, amazing people that I met in medical school. So you see, medical school actually gives you amazing friendships. That's one thing. You meet people that share like-minded people. They share your ideas and thoughts, and it's just amazing. You meet really good people in medical school. You make very good friendships in medical school, lifelong friendship, because at the people that will be with you through your highs and lows, and at every twist and turn you have them. So that's one amazing thing about medical school. So you guys should do this whole medical school journey together. It's just really nice. You have really good like, just thinking about the friends that I've made in medical school, you can see me smiling. That's how amazing medical school can be. So yeah, there you have it. 10 things you should know before coming to medical school. Yes, no doubt, medical school is challenging, it's tough, it's a lot of things, but actually one of the most rewarding parts that you take. Argue with your keyboard, argue with your screen. No regret coming to medical school. If I could get a do-over, I would still be in medical school. That's how amazing I think medical school is. I still would want to be a doctor. I'm not telling you all of this to scare you or anything. Medicine is amazing. Being a doctor is amazing, it's promising, it's reward. It's one of the best decisions that I've made in my life. So yeah, that brings us to the end of this video. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comment section and I would answer all of your questions. And you guys, if there's anything, like any video you'd like me to film, just let me know in the comment section. Also, I'll try to film them for you. If there's anything at all you'd like to know about medical school, just regular day-to-day life vlogs, anything, just let me know what you'd like to see on my channel. And you guys who've been growing, thank you to everyone that has actually subscribed. Thank you to all the new people, all our new subscribers. I love you guys so much. Yeah, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.